Heidi Ellsworth, and we are here at the Hearts on the Green event for the for the Roofing Alliance, and I'm just going to start over again, for Ronald McDonald Houses. And we have three amazing gentlemen here who you don't see together very often. Gentlemen, thank you. And I have to tell you, I'm just going to be very transparent. We've already done this once. So if we're a little silly and stuff, that's why. Because we had to kind of redo this. So here we are. Gentlemen, thank you for taking your time twice to help me out. Let's start with some introductions.
My name is Reed Ribble, and I was the CEO of NRCA from 2017 to 2022.
And I'm Bill Good. I was CEO of NRCA from 1988 to 2002.
And McKay Daniels, current CDO. I started after Reed in 2022. The dubious distinction of trying to keep up with what these gentlemen had started and put in the flags.
And one of those things that got put in place actually through the Roofing Alliance was our partnership with the Ronald McDonald House. Bill, you were there. You worked with the visionaries who brought us to the Roofing Alliance and have been really the leader. Can you tell us a little bit of how it started?
Sure. It was. It's a good story about the power that one person can have. And that wasn't me. It was Carl Hayes, who's been a long-time member of NRCA in Southern California. And he got involved with the local Ronald McDonald House there, donated the roof, put the roof on, I think with an IV root system, as a matter of fact. And then he called me and he said, I think we should do this for every Ronald McDonald House in the car. Okay, that's a good idea. All right. Let's see where that might go. Well, it turns out there were 167 Ronald McDonald of Harrisburg. So it's a little bit of a daunting task. But we were able to align every house with a roofing contractor. Good roofing contractor that he knew in the local vicinity. And then we began the process. The contractors would agreed to maintain the roofs, do inspection on the roofs, and when they needed a new roof or a re-roof or whatever it might be, well, then we would engage and try to get labor, material, whatever, donated. So that's our question we did.
We do it a lot, and it really, when we started Free, or you can separate CEO, you really, for your good voice, and maybe that's a little separate program, but it's still, all people do that, where you really push out the industries, and they got into it.
Yeah, one of the first meetings I had with Bill when I came in January 2017, we were telling about this effort that they were proposing to the Alliance for the April meeting, and that happened in May. And it was a really bold effort for an industry to go on to this. The Ronald McDonald House is a behemoth themselves, and it's just great work. But beyond that, it's not just what Ronald McDonald does, Ronald McDonald serves, that really mattered to our members. They want to take care of the family.
That's what you keep.
Probably to be able to help a family in need, a sick child, there's nothing more noble than that. Like you said before, Bill, nobody's turned you down.
But nobody says no. And the good news and the bad news is these houses are all getting stressed. And the good news is you're getting stressed because sick kids are surviving at a much higher rate than they used to. But houses are turning people away pretty routinely. The one that I'm involved with in Charleston referring to about 10 families. So we're now getting ready to build a new house to be able to compensate for that and be able to take care of all these families that are really in desperate need.
And you've been able to do manufacturers to help with these new builds, like IV roof systems, to really help take that burden off, as you said, on a local basis, to really be able to help them build.
When you can help a house save money on capital costs and on repair costs, that's when it can go right to their ability to help the families that need it so much.
Yeah.
And most people don't realize that most of the funding, 95% of the funding for these houses is locally financed. So they're not getting big checks of any Donald's Corporation. They fundraise them all the time. We're looking for partners like us to be there to really stand their good deeds.
I love it. Speaking of good deeds, let's talk about the fact that you all flew into Dallas when Jason Stanton called. And okay, I mean, you got a phone call and you're like, okay, sure.
What can we do to help? How can we support the mission and the objective? This is a wonderful cause, and IB has been so involved for so long. Anything that we can do to help support the effort, it's sign me up.
It's a fair.
Supporting not just Jason's leadership, and I think the leadership's important because that type of leadership has a tendency to sprint. And I think it would be remiss, I don't think Jason would mind me saying this, that we also have the support for the regionalized distribution, companies like SRS and 3Z Supply, Beacon, and others, if there's support from the major manufacturers that provide help. And I know GF is heavily involved in this. It was the whole idea of pulling the entire industry together. We're not competing with each other. We're trying to get the particular project done, and whoever's willing to step up to the plate in a particular market, we're just going to stand by and applaud them.
The to-do list is long.
Yeah.
Like you're saying, I mean, the to-do list is very long. The burden is heavy. We as an industry, if we share the know around, we can.
And there's a lot of children and a lot of families that need us. So, gentlemen, thank you again. You don't see this too often. This is very exciting to have our leaders of the NRCA all here together, and I thank you. Thank you for letting me get you here to do a little video, and thank you for all you do for the industry. And like Freedom Cake said, Bill, thank you. You're still doing every day on what Ron McDonald has the Rufus Alliance. So thank you. He's the man. He's the man. And Rufus Coffee Shop is so proud to be here. We will be doing more live segments coming up. And in fact, I think Ronald McDonald's here. So we're on our way. We'll see you soon.